Everybody wants to be successful, and yet we all have different ideas of what that is. Finding success is the journey we embark upon to go and get what's ours. We are willing to travel down within to find our greatness buried deep inside of us, questioning society's views and flipping the script, putting our own stamp on life. We're here because our future is within our control. Finding success is how we grab hold of what is possible. The relentless pursuit of success starts here.
Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Finding Success with me, Adam.
And me, Alex.
Today's episode is going to be about building a relentless mindset. But before we get into that, please go back to episode 1 so you can understand who we are. Also find us on Instagram at Finding Success. Give us a follow and send in any questions that you have about us or about the podcast or anything that you want to talk about through topic ideas. Just general chat and we will get back to you. So, Alex.
Adam.
Relentless mindset to you. What is it? What's it about?
What is it? It's building a relentless mind, having a relentless mindset. Some people with relentless mindsets, to me, it's discipline. They're very disciplined people. They're well in control of themselves, well in control of as much as they can in their lives. They understand what they're in control of or what they can control. Discipline's the biggest factor for me. It's if you want to go for a run, go for a run.
So to you, obviously, I think I could just speak for both of us on this, where building a relentless mindset comes into it for both of us in sport. I think for me, from an early age, I found sport to sort of shape my mindset quite a lot. And for me personally, building a relentless mindset is having the drive, passion, to have anything that you want to do and set out achievable to yourself. And there is no excuses for that to be achievable. So whether that be do 100 push-ups a day like I'm doing at the moment, I don't have a problem doing those 100 push-ups. I can do that every single day because my mindset is very driven, very relentless. I'm focused on the challenges ahead. And I think that if you lay challenges out ahead in front of you, your mindset, you know, the relentless in your mindset, there shouldn't be no problems at all with that. I think, it's not only about discipline, it's about being true to yourself. It's about not giving up. And I think, whether you're setting yourself a task, you are driven to do that task no matter what. And you believe in your full body, of your capability, of your mind, that you can complete that task. That's my point of view anyway.
Sounds good. Sounds powerful. How do you build that?
So again, for me, as I mentioned early on, is sport was a big factor for me. It sort of shaped my mindset. And I think the only way you can do that is by being uncomfortable. You have to place yourself in uncomfortable situations. I like telling stories and stuff like that. But again, for me, it was going into a first judo competition. You're going into a place where you've got 200-300 other people watching you fight. Not only that, you've got your coaches, you've got your dad, your mum, whoever came along to watch you, and just being in that position, walking out onto the mat and raying to your partner and your opponent. It's a very, very uncomfortable place. But the more you do it, the more easier it becomes. And I think building a relentless mindset and how you do it is doing stuff that isn't very common, but you need to do it to progress in your life and progress in your mind. That's for me personally. I think that's how you build it in one way, is putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. For sure.
Getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For me, to build it, it's a long journey. It's small. It takes many, many small steps, just little things at a time. Just starting from your daily routines to help me to try and sculpt my mindset. It starts off with waking up, doing the first job of the day, making my bed. And sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I don't get out of bed. But actually, that's probably the first thing. Actually, getting out of bed. For me, that's really hard. So I'm a big fan of laying in, or used to be massively. I'd lay until, during lockdown, I would be in bed till about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. because I didn't have anything to get up for to begin with. And now I've completely changed that. I'm up. You helped me actually with this. It was the alarm clock, setting the alarm clock on the other side of the room to get me up out of bed. That was probably my first step to having some discipline, having some being comfortable, getting uncomfortable, because I'll be so uncomfortable. I hated it. The amount of times I've got up, switched the alarm off, then looked back at the bed and gone, I was having a really good dream then. That was really nice. Laying right in there in the nice warm bed. The amount of times I've wanted to just go back into bed.
Yeah.
But just force yourself going, no. You can't. You literally, so I begin up to go for a run, or I begin up to go to the gym or something like that. And I'd be in my head, I've got David Goggins in my head saying, you can't do this. You're doing it not because you want to do it, because you have to do it. There's no other option. You've just got to force yourself to do it. So that's what I've got going on in my head. That's what one of the first small steps I've taken to make sure I'm just getting out of bed and attacking the day. So get up, get changed, so I'm a bit warmer. That's probably the biggest help. Get changed, get warmer. Make the bed, first job done. Get downstairs, go after it. Get in the gym, go for a run, do whatever I need to do. That sort of, and that's doing something for me first. So it's ticking off some boxes that I want to tick for the day, which helps as well with my mindset. I know I'm on the right road, so I don't want to come off of that road now. Whereas if I wake up and I lay in, I've not ticked that box. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if I miss this box.
You can
miss
that slip for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just lose the day.
Yeah.
And they're just not very productive days. And that's where people with a relentless mindset, people like Michael Jordan, all of those people, just they don't stop. It's relentless. Bam, 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 bam. And so they have that mindset. So I'm trying to take on that mindset.
It's almost like they have a very, as I mentioned, it's in the space of being Michael Jordan. Sorry.
No,
as in going out to play your first game.
Yeah.
You know that you have to perform. People are watching you. As a kid, as a teenager, growing up, trying to get into those higher leagues in the NBA, and every single match that he does, every single match he plays, is 100% effort. But it's not only the match; it's the getting out of bed early, to go for a run, to make your bed, to do your laundry, get to training on time.
Yep.
Do your training. It's a whole course of things, and like you mentioned, just the first task of the day. For instance, making your bed, getting changed into warm clothes, putting your phone over to the side of the room so you get up out of bed. So you are creating zero excuses. You're making yourself a zero excuse mindset.
Yeah, spot on. And that makes it powerful for the rest of the day. It projects you forward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But talking about that reminds me that it's not just in the morning. I'm prepping for it the night before. Before I go to bed, setting the phone on the other side of the room. I've got me running clothes and my gym gear out on me seat at the end of my bed.
Laid out, ready to go.
Ready to go. Yeah. So there's no option to failure. There's literally, I don't have to wander through all my washing to get to clothes. It's there. Just slap it on. Done. There's no excuses.
Exactly.
It's literally, you're creating that no excuse.
So you're from the moment you get out of bed, the moment you go into your bed, the whole day has to be around being relentless. It's planning. It's creating ways that you can't give yourself time to procrastinate and give that time to think, I'll do it later, or I'll lay my clothes out tomorrow, or I will start this diet tomorrow. You're giving yourself zero excuses. You're making yourself disciplined.
Yes.
You're creating yourself to be driven. There is a zero excuses drive, passion in that area, and that is how you're doing it. You're
exactly
from start to finish.
Building it up.
Yeah.
Building it up. Habits come into it quite a lot as well. Because obviously I guess they class as habits as well, wouldn't they?
Exactly, yeah. Habits, like you said, habits going into the fact of putting your phone across the room. And that's even the fact of, again, if someone's on their weight loss journey, for instance, they want to create meal plans, they want to go into their diets, they want to prep their food. It's a habit.
Yep.
It becomes a habit to wake up, if you're fasting, you don't want to eat. So your habit is to do something else. I don't know, have a black tea, or have a black coffee, or have something that doesn't have calories in it or anything like that. And you plan your day. You have your lunch prepped. It's ready to go. It's a habit because it's done the night before, so you don't have to look at food in the morning, so you don't get hungry. I learned that one the hard way.
Yeah, and it becomes natural when it's a habit. It just becomes the new norm.
Yeah,
and you don't even think about it. I don't even think about my meal prepping. I don't even think about not eating until 1 o'clock. It's just all because I've developed it into a habit, it's just you don't even think about it, which is how the greats do it.
Yeah.
They don't have to think about it. They just know what they're doing. They crack on with it. And
But that's such as yourself, like you said. I mean, for me as well. You're waking up at 6 a.m. For like, if you do that for again, I've heard a story. If you do it for a month, that habit is then stuck into your head.
Yeah.
So if you do have that day, I know everyone has that day. If they do sleep for an extra 10, 15 minutes, they'll find themselves waking up maybe 10, 15 minutes before their alarm clock or after their alarm clock because they've had that month for it to set in.
Yeah.
So it almost becomes automatic. And that is one way, again, to create a relentless mindset.
Biohacking.
Sticking to your routine, your ritual, hitting those targets every day, waking up at 6:30 or 5:00, doing it for a month, you will find it instantly to be easier. And as soon as you slip out of that routine,
lost it.
Exactly.
Gone. I think that's true. That worked for me. I was telling Slab the other day, I think on the drive into work, I did it for a full week. We had 2 weeks back at the workshop.
Yeah.
Did it for a full week, waking up, bang, 6:30, and it'd only literally jump out of bed, no fissing about, cracking on.
Yeah.
And then the next week, still disciplined throughout the week, but then Saturday, Sunday, I set my alarms for like 8:00. I wanted a little bit of a lion, but I was waking up at 6:30, just like bang, and I was ready to go. It wasn't a groggy morning trying to wipe my eyes and just rolling out of bed. It was just like my body was like, "Let's go."
You're instantly driven.
Yeah, it was the weirdest feeling because I knew I didn't have to get up, but I was getting up. It was it was a habit, and it's actually a really cool feeling knowing that I'd sort of biohacked, forced my body to do that.
But again, going back into the story, that is how to create it.
Yes.
Having a habit, having the rules, having the rituals to do that is helping you create that relentless mindset. Setting yourselves tasks. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to get up at 6:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed at 10:00 at night. And I will do this for a month until it becomes the norm.
The norm, yeah.
And when it does become the norm, your mindset has gone from 0 to hero.
Yeah.
And it continues to grow. There is no end.
Because when it's the norm, you can focus on the next habit.
Exactly.
Build that habit and build that habit.
Be uncomfortable. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How do you keep it though? So we travel quite a lot. So retention is key. We travel quite a lot. Habits, I guarantee when we go to Spain next week, it'll be busted. I won't be in that. It'll take me a while to get back into the habit.
Yeah.
How do you keep your eye on the ball? How do you retain those habits?
So again, for the people that do go away,
traveling or
I speak for people in all types of jobs here.
Yeah.
For even weekends, if someone wants to have a lay-in.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, I think from my personal point of view, you can have maybe two days to sort of, I don't know, don't let yourself sleep in and don't do anything. Don't just mong out on the sofa, but you still have goals and rituals to complete for that day. However, for me, when I go away, I have a plan, and the plan is clear cut, no excuses. For instance, when I was away last week, I was doing push-ups in the garage.
Nice.
Because my plan was clear cut. I had a goal and I needed to reach that goal, and that was it. That was one goal, and I was very, very focused on completing that. And so for me, I have a very, very solid weekend plan. So even if you do have that time where you do go away, okay, I'm going to Spain for a nice holiday with the family, don't let it slip. Don't let it go away. If you go away, okay, I'm going to go for a mile walk in the morning by myself with my headphones in, listen to a podcast, read a book every day. Create, even though you're away, even though you're having time off, you have to keep driving no matter what you're doing. And as soon as you do stop, as soon as you do let it slip, as we said before, you will lose it.
The momentum stops.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I think there is no way if you do let it just even 2 or 3 days, that's fine. But when it comes to a week and you're really letting it run, I think that is when you start to lose it. And you have to catch yourself in that position. You have to find the time to really sit down and go, look, this, what am I doing here? This is not where I want to be. I heard quite a good quote the other day, actually. And it was, sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere, sometimes you find yourself. So there could be a point on the sofa where you're sitting there, you're watching TV, and you glance off, you daydream, for instance, as people daydreaming. And they're dreaming about being successful, being an investor, being an athlete, whatever your success is to you. And then you instantly click back into place and you go, hang on a minute, why am I sitting on my watching
Simpsons?
The Simpsons, or what's that other one with the coins on the TV? come on. It's
The game show.
yeah, it's a game show. Come on.
Drop coin.
There, quite yeah, something like that. Anyway,
I don't know.
but you're sitting down with that on TV and you go, this is just wasting my time.
Yep.
My 24 hours are very limited in a day
Yes.
because I sleep for 8 of them or 9 of them or whatever anyway. So why this is not creating any value to me whatsoever. So why am I doing it? And you will instantly find yourself going, hang on a minute, I need to do something about this and I need to change.
You snap out of it.
Snap out of it. And that is the only way I think you will continue to keep your mindset driven and relentless, is finding new ways of keeping yourself to that point where you want to be successful and you want to be where you want to be.
So planning for the future.
Yeah.
So like going back to
even planning, like as I said, planning for holidays.
yes.
If you're going away, have a walk. Have a plan for a day-to-day routine. You can do whatever you want with your family throughout the day. If they want to go on the beach, they want to go for a swim. That's fine. We can do all that. My time is when you're all asleep, or my time is before you all get up.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Awesome.
And I will work around that clock because you are relentless.
You get up, do things for you first.
Exactly.
Get all the stuff you need to do done first.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day, you've been productive. You've made whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
You got time for the others. So the people around you, you don't lose the people around you. You don't lose your family or like contact with your family or anything like that. You're not alienating them. You're not taking them on holiday and you're sitting in the office all day on your phone or your computer. You can still spend time with them.
And again, it becomes, go back into the routines and rituals type thing. It becomes quite a fine line because for instance, if you're someone who has kids and a family at home, again, I don't have that problem at the moment, but you can almost see yourself that you don't want to spend too much time away from your family. You don't want to spend all your time doing what you want to do. However, your kids should also be something that you want to do and something you want to look after and something you want to take care of. So again, it's a really good idea from what I do for my personal self is when I wake up at 5 o'clock every day, I'll write out a daily routine of myself. Even though I've got the big plans in my calendar, for instance, recording a podcast, going for a run, those big plans are already in my calendar. They're just a little daily tasks. Spend 15 minutes with the dog.
Yep.
Cook dinner, just a little task that you kind of forget to do.
Yeah.
They're always there before you sit down or when you go into your office or wherever you do your work, and you look at the board. You go, hang on a minute. Let me just have 15 minutes to make sure that my family is happy before I jump into my fixed work. And that way, you also create a very good work-life balance.
Yeah.
You're having the time with your family and making sure that they're happy as well, and you're also spending the majority of your time doing what you want to do for your passion, for your life, for your drive, and for looking after them in the long run.
Yeah, awesome. Ben Bergeron from the Chasing Excellence. He wrote.
By the way, if you haven't listened to that podcast, go and give it a listen. Chasing Excellence. It's a great podcast to listen to.
Very good podcast. Also got a book. He's also the author of Chasing Excellence book. And it's heavily focused around CrossFit, the book, more than anything. But it's all relatable to just life. You can extract all the information, put it into your life. It's so easy. Fantastic book. But I follow him quite closely on the socials and all that. And he goes home. He switches his phone off at 5 o'clock every day. Yeah. So he leaves his gym, and he does also. He's a trainer. He has his own gym. He has an online training platform. So he's got so much going on. But 5 o'clock, his phone switches off, and that's his time at the house. Then with his kids. Yeah, I think he has until about 10 o'clock with the kids, and he's in bed, and has dinner. I think he has to call his wife as well midday every day, and those habits just keep him happy. Yeah. He says when he doesn't call his wife at midday, he's unsettled going back to the house. His mind isn't in the right place.
What has happened?
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on that day. Yeah.
Probably nothing bad, but because he's not had that check-in, his mind's
it's racing. It's in an unconscious competent stage.
Yeah, it's no longer in flow. He's not chilled thinking forward. He's just making up scenarios. His head's gone mad, and he can feel that, and that affects the rest of his evening because he's like going home all nervous, panicking and stuff. I don't know, over absolutely nothing. His mind is gone for a wander. But those habits are powerful. Family time. He ensures he gets the family time every single weekend, every single day. It literally shuts off his life to work, which is some people really struggle with that. Yeah. Some people can't turn away from work. They have to be on their phone or emails at 9 o'clock at night, and that's part of the reason why they're unhappy. Yeah, because they're so focused on work all the time.
But also, I think that there also is another point where, another argument where you can say yes, they're always on their phone, they're always looking at quotes, or they're always doing those emails, it's because work is their life.
Yeah.
They are not only, yes, okay, if they, for instance, they don't have kids, but they have the girlfriend, and all they can think about is being successful, being driven, or having the business to run. And all they want to do is just work on that business, work on creating more wealth, helping the business grow. And all they can think about is that throughout the whole day. That is their lives.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, their girlfriend is still very important to them.
Yeah.
But in their current state, in this maybe current year, 6 months, 3 months, whatever it is, maybe they have a goal to hit. They are very passionate about hitting that goal.
Yeah.
And again, I think that comes into relentless mindset, because maybe, again, they're not trying to be horrible. They're not trying to ignore their girlfriend.
No.
But because they enjoy their work so much, the girlfriend, the wife, almost goes on a back burner. But I think this is where it comes into the fact of that writing those daily goals on that whiteboard, on your phone somewhere, and just reminding yourself that, hang on a minute, I don't want to stray too far away from destroying my whole entire life here. I want that work-life balance.
So that's where I would say we are at the minute, because this podcast is also about following our journey.
Yeah.
And we are sort of doubling down on getting ahead, aren't we?
Yeah.
We come back from our 9 to 5-ish and double down on I'm doing investing and so on and so forth. You're doing your trading and so on. Is that where this is all coming from? You put the missus on the back burner?
In some ways, yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
I think so. Again, I walk through my daily routine really quickly so everyone understands
cool. Nice.
how I go. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have 15 to 20 minutes of either stretching or doing push-ups, or reading a book or newspaper, just to wake my eyes up. Or when I'm also doing that, I have a drink, like 700 liters of liters. Dream. Milliliters of water and a coffee, black coffee. That gets me started for the day. I then go into my office at 5:20. I turn on my laptop, and then I write my daily tasks for the day. For instance, go to work, have a shower, feed the dog, walk the dog, do the dishes, and so on and so forth. Again, those rituals are already planned out in my head. I know what I'm doing when I come home from work, but it's those little tasks that I do forget that I need to reminding for. That's why I use that block time. So I then go to work again, as you said, 9 till 5-ish. Use the term loosely. When I do come home, the first thing I do is I spend 15 minutes to 10 minutes with the dog and my girlfriend before I do anything.
Okay.
So I have a chat. How was your day? What are you doing? Anything happen at work? So on and so forth. And then I go for a shower. I come down. If dinner's ready, perfect. I'll eat dinner. I'll wash up. As soon as that's finished, around 7 o'clock, I will go straight into my room. And that is it. I won't see till 9 o'clock. But that is when we walk the dog. I'll then come back. I will then journal my day and then go to bed. So by the time that's happened, I've only spent, again, probably 10, 15 minutes minus dinner talking to her.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we don't spend any time sitting down and talking, minus that 15 minutes. Again, dinner, you're eating dinner. You can't talk with a mouthful unless you're rude. So, you don't talk there. I'm washing up. She's watching TV. I'm doing my thing. She's doing her thing. And I go straight into my office. So for me at the moment, I have kind of put her on the back burner during the week.
Yes,
Weekends,
I was going to ask.
It's a bit different.
Okay.
Weekends, I do have some more time.
You spend it all with us doing podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. I spend it with you boys, yeah. I do have some more free time, but for as you start this little chapter, we're knuckling down. We're coming to the stages now where it's very important for us to really fixate ourselves and surround ourselves with places we want to be and tasks we want to do. And I think this is the make or break moment. And at the end of the day, I know she loves me, hopefully, so she's gonna have to suck it up.
Yeah.
And that is it. And again, it goes into rules and rituals and relationships. She has to understand, he or she, she has to understand, or he has to understand that you have goals. Okay, they might not have goals yet, and you might help them to set those goals, but you have goals and you are working towards those goals, and let them know that is what you're doing. And the reason that you're not spending time with them is because you are very driven to work to these goals, and let them know that, and not give yourself an excuse, but let them know that I don't hate you, but I'm driven, and this is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And if you don't like that, then I'm sorry.
It ain't gonna work.
Exactly. And if they do like that, then they'll stick around because they know that you're driven, and they know that the type of person that you are.
Yeah.
But if they think, hang on a minute, he's going to do this for 30, 40 days, and he's going to drop out and find something else that he wants to do, then that's a different story. But if they know you and they truly believe in you, then they will understand, and they will give you that time and that that time that you need to really work at it. And that's what I'm lucky with at the moment. Again, as I said in episode 1, I've been doing this for just over a year now, and they've had a year to adapt. She's had a year to adapt to
your new habits, your new routines.
Exactly. Yeah. Waking up, hearing that alarm go off at 5 o'clock probably isn't a very nice thing for her because she goes back to sleep. But it's that understanding, And again, it's probably a routine for her. She hears that alarm go off, she probably falls back to sleep before I'm even out of bed.
Yeah.
Because it's the norm.
Yeah.
It's a day-to-day thing. When I'm at home, it's a day-to-day thing. Obviously, you're in a different position, Batson.
I am in a different position.
You haven't got that thing yet, but you still have challenges. That's what you have to understand. You still have challenges.
Yeah, so I tell the guys sort of my situation. I don't live with a girlfriend or anything. I'm very lonely. No, I'm not.
Lonely.
I live with 3 other guys that all work in the same industry as me and Adam. And all we'll work at different places. So we all rush home at 5:30. If we work, give or take a few hours, if it depends on the workload. But yeah, we come home, and my routine in the evening is chill, chat with the guys. We'll cook dinner as soon as we get home. So we'll all sort of lend a hand to cooking dinner, and I'll chat with them at the dinner table, have a chilled afternoon. But then as soon as 8 o'clock rolls around, I'm upstairs, cup of tea, obviously, cup of tea upstairs. And that's it. That's the last time they'll see me until I go to bed at 10 o'clock. But they won't even see me then. Might see me in the hallway, but that's about it. So I don't really need to worry too much about keeping them happy or keeping them chatting. They're just friends. It's probably one of the bonuses to living with them. So they don't really care that much, especially as we're in lockdown.
Yeah,
it's not like we're missing out on the pub or anything like that. We just is what it is. They go in the gym, they go and play on Xbox. We all do our own thing. It's really chill. So it's a lot easier for me in that aspect to be able to focus on work.
Yeah. But at the same time, I suppose you live with friends, and friends expect you to spend time with them because they're friends.
Yes.
So again, there almost comes into that point of understanding that your friends have to understand that you're now on a new journey, and they're not forgotten. You still love them. You're still loved, but they have to give you space because they can't be in there every 10-15 minutes. Come downstairs. Let's get bevved.
Yeah.
They understand that you're on that journey.
Yeah,
they need to understand that you're on that journey. Sorry.
It's hard to explain to them as well because they've just not got the same mindset as us. They don't believe. It's not that they don't believe. Their version of success is different to us.
Yeah. They have different goals.
Exactly. Yeah, they want to be the best mechs in Formula One. They just want a decent wage every year and just live their life like that.
Yeah.
And even if you try to explain to them that there is more to this world than just going to work for someone for the rest of your life, it just doesn't compute. Because it's how we're taught to be, isn't it? You go through school, you're taught to be an employee.
Yeah, you wake up, you live paycheck to paycheck, and you go to bed. That is how you're taught.
Yeah, and that's how they're living, and it's absolutely fine because they're all happy as Larry. They're all living the life, and they're doing really well. But it's just not how I want to live. So they're understanding that I'm focused up. They don't know what I'm doing or anything, but they know I'm working.
Yeah,
and I think they understand why. So they do give me my space. But again, it's hard because they want to go out partying.
Yeah.
So before all this, we'd go out every weekend.
Yeah.
Go to Oxford, Milton Keynes. We'd go to anywhere we could to go and partay, or even just a pub. We spend a fortune at pub. Like you just go, we'll just go for a pint, and it's like 6 o'clock.
4 pints later.
Yeah, 4 pints later and a dinner, and then after dinner you're like, I feel like I drink more now. So
some cup more. That's another 4 pints.
Yeah, so much money and so much time just gone, and I really enjoyed it. I still do really enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to have the discipline to keep that for rare occasions, and I'd enjoy it more. I'd be more
thankful.
Almost, yeah, I'd appreciate it more.
Yeah.
If it was only a couple of times every 6 months, I was going to say a couple of times a month, but that's too many times. like a few times a year, a handful of times a year,
Yeah.
I know I'd appreciate it more and be more thankful for it, and I would really enjoy it. Because I don't want to stop that.
No.
It's just I know I can't do it every week because it's not getting me towards my goals. Because if I do get bevved on Friday night, it writes off Saturday because I'm not getting up early and smashing all my goals. That Saturday's written off, and because Saturday's written off, going back to the beginning, I've sort of had 2 days of slack nonsense, and my mind's just not in the right place.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
then
like,
you have
oh,
to start that routine, those rituals, that driven mindset, relentless mindset all over again.
yeah, exactly. You lose it all, and it's not worth doing that just for a couple of hours of fun
Down the pub.
down the pub.
Yeah.
Because you wake up and pay for it and hang over and all sorts of stuff. So it's tough in that aspect, but easier than your
spending time trying to find the time to spend with your girlfriend and
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
yeah.
I just want to bring it back a little bit, actually.
Whoa! We're going to stop you right there, Dodds. Because it's quite a long episode, guys. We're going to pause it there and bring you the rest of it next week. So make sure you tune in for that. But until then, find us on Instagram. Send us a message at _findingsuccess_. And I'm sure if you send us a message, we'll get back to you. Until then, success is available for everybody, so why should you settle for less?